Okay, today's February 20th, 2020, day 51, correct? Day 51, reading chapter numbers 21 through 22. Now these are some weird ones, not like there isn't weird ones before. But there seems to be a retweet here in chapter 21, 1 verse 3, I believe it is. And the Israelites again, the Jews, again go up to another city, and no, this isn't it. Okay, there it was, Edom. Okay, I was looking for that. Okay, it kind of seems like the same thing, like when the Canaanite, okay, let me start this again. Chapter 21, verse 1 through 3, seems to be about the same as this previous encounter with Esau's clan. And the previous chapter, verse, let's say 22, 23, they come to, I guess they're getting close to this city, and the king hears that they're coming, and he fears them. He says they're overtaking the land, which kind of makes sense, because if you think about it, as anybody travels, even in the modern day, but it was more likely back when travel was a lot harder and took a lot more money and resources, that some people would just stay where they were at instead of, and it happens among the Amish too, it happens a lot among the Amish. When you travel somewhere, that some people would stay in the land instead of travel on. Now there might be different reasons. It might be health reasons, they're getting too old to do that, or have another disability that makes it to where it would be very strenuous to travel on, so they stay in the land that they're at. It might be money. It might be like, I just don't have enough money to continue traveling on. It might be, there could be other reasons. Maybe they just like the land. Like maybe they found a trade that in the land and they're making good money in the trade, or they just like the job, and so they're going to stay in the land and continue what they're doing. There could be many reasons, of course there's always the obvious infighting, where they might be like, there's too much infighting in here, I don't get along with so and so I'm going to stay where I'm at, and they can move on so we don't have to be around each other anymore, I'll just stay here. So, but with that comes huge losses, because people couldn't communicate like they communicate now. They didn't even have a modern mailing system, so getting word to anywhere else was impossible. Unless you had a lot of money that you could pay somebody to go travel and take a letter somewhere. So, it was a big loss. As much as they were gaining by staying where they were at, there were loss of, relationships, friendships, and such. So, anyways, so it does say here that, this Canaanite king was afraid, they were taking over the land, they were spreading all across the land. And so he wanted to, oh, no, I'm sorry. That's where coming away in bad Israel. So Israel said to God, see, now they're calling him Israel now. If you deliver this people into my hand, I will doom their city. So this is basically genocide. You know, he wants to go that way, and he's afraid of the king, and so, you know, kill them all. Is that what this is saying? That's what it seems like it's saying to me. And it said God acquiesced. Now, there, after that, this is where we get the symbol of the serpent for medical. You know, from the medical symbol of the serpent on the rod. My brain isn't working well this morning. The people once again said, there's no food or water, we're hungry, we're thirsty, we're dying. Why have you done this to us? You brought us out here, blah, blah, blah. And so God gets mad, stupidly, God gets mad and sends out a serpent. Again, I got to ask before I say this, who needs Hitler when we have God? Okay, so he sends out a serpent or a few serpents? The punishment will send people serpents. Yeah, so multiple serpents, and they bite the people, and the people would die from the poison. What? You know, you're killing off your own people who you claim you're trying to save. What are you doing, God? And so then the people apologize to Moses, and Moses makes this rod. He puts his bronze serpent and mounts it to the pole, and whoever looks on the serpent should be healed. Now this goes against this is kind of like idolatry, maybe. Is God going to kill him now because of idolatry? You know, they look up on the serpent and God will say, oh, that's idolatry. Now I got to kill you for that. So anyways, it just kind of talks, the rest of the story talks about, there's a song in there about which way they went and how they went about it, you know, which lands they traveled through. Now we're on to chapter 22. Another person, king, ruler, whatever, I don't think it really says, heard that the Israelites were coming, and they were afraid of, and he was afraid of the Israelites, the Jews, because what he heard, rightfully so, what he heard happened in the past, where, you know, people were killed and all this stuff. And so he heard that they were coming, and he's like, well, I don't want that to happen to me. I don't want that to happen to my nation. So he says, rightfully so. So he sends a couple of messengers. I think he calls them princes in here, but that doesn't make any sense. But anyways, he sends some messengers over to this, I guess this curse maker. This isn't just pretty ambiguous here. This curse maker named Balaam. And he wants to put a curse on the Jews, like they believed. I guess they're still believing in magic. I guess Balak believed in magic. And he sends Balak, the ruler, whatever, sends money for Balaam, the curse maker, to put a curse on the Israelites, so to protect Balak's nation against the Israelites. And so God comes to Balaam. And Balaam refers to him as God. So Balaam must not have been like an other God worshiper. Like, who is God? You know, God is just a God we call. I don't know. Anyways, so God tells Balak, he says, don't do anything to, you know, don't make this curse. And like, why would God even do it if curses don't work? Why would God even be bothered with this? Anyway, so he says, don't do this. Put the curse on my people. They're my chosen people. Even though he's killing them right and left for stupid stuff, like complaining that they don't have food and water and dying because they don't have food and water. Don't curse this people, for they are blessed. The next morning, Balaam rose, go back to your country, to your own country, for the Lord refused to let me go. So the princes went back to Balak and says Balaam refused to go. So the second appeal to Balaam, Balak goes and Balak sends messengers again to Balaam and says, please, please, please do this for me. I will pay you greatly. Balaam says, can't. But stay here the night, and I'll see if God tells me something else. Surprise, surprise, God comes to Balaam and says to him, if these men have come to summon you, you may go with them, yet only on the condition that you do exactly as I tell you. So the next morning Balaam rose, he settled his ass and went off to the princes of Moab. The princes of Moab. The princes meaning the messengers. Very next verse. But now the anger of the Lord flared up for him for going. Why? He just told him he may go with them. And of course, Balaam probably wants a change of scenery, a little vacation. So he's like, yeah, I'll go with you. Get a vacation since it's okay. And then God gets mad at him. So then on the way to the road to Balak, God sends an angel that only the donkey that he's riding on can see. So the donkey gets scared of however this form took shape. It scared the donkey. The donkey wouldn't go forward. Balak beats the donkey. And then the donkey goes through. Then there's another stop. The angel of the Lord or whatever, demon of the Lord, whatever, shows up. Donkey again. Won't go through. Balak beats the donkey again. And I don't know. It happened. Either that was it or it happened one more time. But then finally God opens the eyes of, it says opens the eyes, whatever that means. This is all way too ambiguous to be real. And then Balaam could see the angel, and he says, why are you beating the ass? Well, the ass wouldn't go forward, and animal abuse was common back then. Look, we're killing all these animals for sacrificing to this God, who apparently loves animal abuse because all these animals are being slaughtered unnecessarily. And and even before that, the donkey starts talking to Balaam. It's like, what have you done that you should beat me these 3 times? Like, that wouldn't be enough for Balaam to stop and say, you know what? Animals can't speak human language. What the heck? He continues this conversation with the donkey. And, anyway, so that's when it says the Lord removed the veil from Balaam's eyes. Whatever that means. This is, like I said, this is just way too ambiguous. Basically, God said if the donkey hadn't, stopped and gone through, I would have killed you. And it's like, why? I thought it was okay. Balaam's like, I thought it was okay that I go with these people. Why does he think that? Because God told him it was okay to go with them people. But then he says, I'll go back home if you're not pleased with it, I'll go back home. But the angel of the Lord said, go with the men, but you may say only what I tell you. So Balaam went on with the princes of Balak. What was that all about? He just repeated what he had said the night before. What the hell? All that over nothing? And he still says, he's like a typical white man. It's like, I said no, but I mean yes. I'm going to beat you then, but because I said no. But okay, yes. What? I don't know. This is just so stupid. Okay, so anyways, then where Balaam goes on and meets up with Balak. Close curtain. Now, anyways, this is a catnip toy that I made. This is real chicken feathers. They are actually sewn in through the, what do you call that, the quill? They're sewn in through there so they won't fall out. They won't easily fall out, you know. Thread does decay. Things do happen. But yeah, I did put the thread through the quills or the spines, whatever you call that, right there to keep them in there securely. There is catnip in here. This is some fuzzy fabric that was a remnant from a crafter, you know, a dead crafter. I bought a bunch of fabric and craft supplies from her at a estate auction. She's dead, so I wasn't buying it from her. I was buying it from her estate. Anyways, catnip in there. Catnip I grew in my garden. My chicken's feathers. There's a little bit of foam in there. It gives a little crinkly, like they're chewing up. Kind of looks like, kind of wanted to be like a mouse, maybe. You know, like they're crunching bones, like you would a real mouse. No eyeballs or anything. Really, you can't really see my eyeballs too well anyways. They're so small and they're dark colored like the fur. So that's my, you know, something like this would probably be about $3. The catnip is organic, grown in my home, processed in my home, by me. So, it's a really nice thing. Your cats would like it.